Hi, everybody. Um, our live stream has started. Welcome to the World Percussion Group 2025 Academy. Um, I am here today with Theo Milkov, which is so exciting. We're so excited to have you today. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me. Big honor and pleasure.
Yes, yes. Do not. I don't know how to introduce this guy. Such an amazing marimba player and someone that has had so many innovations for our field of percussion and marimba playing. So thank you for being here. We're so excited.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
We are going to go ahead and get started with Carlos
Yes, Carlos.
Hernandez.
Okay.
Here's Carlos.
Hola,
Hi. Nice
Carlos.
to meet you.
Hi Megan, hi Theo, how are you?
Nice to meet you.
Likewise.
So Carlos, can you tell us a little bit about where you're based right now, where you are, and the piece that you'll be playing today?
Sure, yeah. Right now, I'm an undergraduate at the University of Houston in Houston, Texas, at the US. And today I'll be presenting an excerpt from Mirage up to letter D by Suyoshi.
Awesome. Thanks so much. Looking forward to hearing it.
Okay, so Carlito,
Yes.
yeah, listen, very nice, very nice. You did a great job. I'm gonna suggest a couple of things.
Yeah.
It's not like don't get it as a critique of mine or anything. Just maybe they will sound some direct, maybe sometimes it's just
Sure.
my character, but I don't mean that.
That's fine. I'm an open mind. I get it. Yeah. Yeah.
Good. So, like, the first thing I want to say is that everybody who are playing this piece, they're using these extreme hard sticks,
Yeah.
and which is yeah, I guess it's fine because it's Japan, and they used to play like I think Keiko used to play it like this, and but there is a difference. I'm having hard sticks, but there is a difference between and just
Yeah.
it's already. I mean, it's already hard.
Hmm.
I have it like when you play loud, your sound is it's not. I cannot call it hard. It's just chopped, like
Sure.
right.
Yeah.
So it's a certain like you could use it as a certain effect maybe sometimes,
Hmm.
right? Some like I don't know, like a character of a death or whatever. It can happen, but like constantly when there is a loud dynamics, I hear this chopped thing. It's like a
Yeah. Yeah.
in the end it's like a wood block, yeah. So like investigate into this direction, like make it more open, maybe just
Okay.
let it breathe, yeah.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
Another thing is it's good what I've learned from a lot from my teacher in Germany, Peter
Hmm.
Proven. He used to say very often like conduct it, because first of all, like regarding precision, it could be more precise.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's say if you will be playing a competition like Trump or something,
Hmm.
uh, they will tell you immediately like it's not precise enough.
I
Yeah?
agree.
Now, we're not in a competition. It's a real life. It's a real performance. As a performance, it was good, but I need more characters,
Okay.
more colors.
Hmm.
For now, I hear kind of a lot of, as I said in the beginning, like a lot of two mood blocks. Yeah.
Okay.
And it seems to be that all of these, it says rapido, but how rapido is rapido? I mean, how fast is fast,
Sure.
right? So let's say if you could orchestrate this piece, and like you're a conductor and you're a conductor in orchestra, like this part probably will be like piccolo flutes, yeah. But still, we need to hear like
Yeah.
how fast can you play? Because, for instance, if you what are the notes? It's already too much.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's right. It's already too much. But try to make it more.
Hmm.
Yeah, and maybe this G not so much. I even probably you saw me. I even took. I don't know if you play timpani, but there is a difference
Hmm.
between like the timpanist will go. He will never go like right. It will be
Yeah.
more of a right.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
So you could use these ideas here, right? And real quick, your stick. I don't remember exactly your stick, but here what I will suggest is you have three. First notes are accented, so I will play in one motion, and then you have an accent, right? So down,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
Sorry, for instance,
Mhm.
and then because here you have it's written E flat B, which is like harmonically correct to say it's augmented fifth, but actually it sounds minor six, isn't it?
Hmm.
Right? So it's a
Yeah.
sort of motion. It's a very kind of question as
Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
right? But it's a very emotional. So if the beginning is very powerful, but still not, try not to overplay. So, but more of a let it flow.
Okay.
And then it said ritenuto pianissimo. So you kept the tremolo until the end. It says in the parenthesis, it says pianissimo.
Mm.
Maybe he wants us to be prepared because there is no diminuendo or whatever. But what I suggest you do, you just let it breathe.
Yeah.
Push. Sorry, push. And then in the end.
Okay.
And then drive the line. Pam. For it, as a little variation.
Yeah.
If you play same things, again the same. It's not kind of. It becomes static.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Try to if you have same material, like use the kind of maybe it's wrong to say like a Baroque thinking. If you have two identical or two material which is the same, the second one try to make a little variation.
Okay.
Like phrasing wise.
Sure.
Yeah. Now, second line. I don't know. Or, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right. I will go with the death stroke. And then subito da 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 da. Did you do the strokes here? I don't remember.
No, I didn't.
Actually, sorry, it's letter A. Oh, okay. As an idea.
Okay. Yeah.
That's ringing. So if you play it on the strings, and here I'm actually sliding. I don't play the notes. It's just slide, right? So it's also ergonomical.
Mm-hmm.
Then risoluto. Yeah. It sounded a bit. It sounded a bit too fast to kind of. So I'll go. And then again, when you have a passage, the passage has to have a certain form.
Yeah.
If you play straight, it's just right. So we always want to kind of phrase out any passage you do.
Mm-hmm.
So then you can connect. You start with the F sharp, maybe. Sorry. Right? Instead of going and then faster. Sorry. Here, I'll go. And here. And then you relax. Right?
Yeah.
So not every time a vertical plane, we also want to move around. So if you notice this tremolo, I did a little again, never straight, right? It's like right? And then you have this I'll suggest again near the strings. Oh, sorry. Right. And then you have this passage. It's good. Connect. That's good. Then here, the next one, I'll suggest as a sticking. So, yeah, I suggest, but I cannot play. Yeah. Right. Oi, oi, oi. See that?
Yeah. Could you show me that sticking one more time, just a little slower, please? The rapido.
It's so I have the right hand doing the accents.
Yeah.
So right, left, left, right, left, left, right, left, left. Right, left, left, right, left.
Okay.
Easy. So so right.
Okay, got it. Yeah.
Right, and then I do this, and then the beautiful thing comes. Here you can start doing this, like alternate,
Yeah,
open it
yeah.
up. Oh, yeah, yeah. One thing I wanted to tell you regarding tremolo.
Sure.
It seems that your touch, your touche, it's always the same. So therefore, I don't hear a ringing part. I hear
Okay.
and when you move or something happens, I hear this kind of irregular movement of the notes.
Mm-hmm.
Try to catch this feeling of the bar when the bar is doing this. So
Mm-hmm.
if you put it's like timpani skin. You know, if you play a note and you put your finger on the timpani skin, you feel this vibration.
Yeah.
Do you play timpani?
Yes.
Yeah, great. So if you probably have noticed, you probably have done it, but maybe not you haven't, like, there's no awareness in that, right? So so this is the feeling that I have always with the bar.
Sure.
When I play the tremolo, I feel it breathe. Otherwise, if I play always straight, there is no. I don't let it breathe. Basically, I'm killing it, right?
Mhm.
So especially where was that? Yeah.
Mhm.
Right. It's like instead of
Yeah. Yeah.
right, you feel the difference, right?
Sure. Yes. Yes. Yes.
I get a message. I don't know. Am I too long? Okay, 5 minutes more. Yeah, I talk too much, but there. Yeah. Yes, and like here, I'll suggest that you actually make it very emotional, like from B3.
Yeah.
It says poco più mosso, right? So you're going. Sorry. Yada.
Mm.
I don't know why. I don't know why. Like why it has to be. And then the first character comes. Right, so you
Yeah.
have two characters, right? You see, they're moving, they're singing, there is the brass, whatever, and then the
Mm-hmm.
well. So make the difference,
Sure.
right?
Okay.
Parabam, lento assai. Ya verán. Actually, what I would love to do is death strokes open. So two death strokes and open note. So the chord and death strokes.
Okay.
To go down, to go down. Otherwise, it's the other way around. Usually, I hear right,
Mm.
right,
Right.
and then yeah, and then it's a quintuplet. So don't rush it. Maybe dampen the D before the E flat because it's a right, and connect them F sharp to E flat. Sorry, that was good. Sorry. Right. So you can play with that. Everything else was very good actually. Yeah, this thing here.
Okay.
It's a very emotional, very kind of unclear, restless theme, yeah. And we usually, and also you I heard. Isn't it pap, 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 right? So
Right.
make it more. I don't know. Could be. It says rapido. Okay, rapido it means fast. How fast?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, ta 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 team. It can be also very, but still team. You know, like
Yeah.
the violins,
Mm-hmm.
right? Even in Stravinsky they do that, like pam 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 pam. It's not. It still has a certain, yeah.
Okay.
Wait a second. Let me check. Okay, how much still time I have?
We're unfortunately out of time. If that's okay.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe Carlos has one question. Maybe I don't know.
Yes, we will have time for questions at the end if that's
In the
works for you
okay,
guys.
lastly.
So,
Okay,
yes,
Camilo. Bravo,
Great.
was very
yes.
good. Was very
Thank
good.
you so much for the comments. I really appreciate it.
Oh yeah, thank you for playing. Thank you for playing me.
Of course. Okay.
Nice
Thank
job,
you.
Carlos.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye bye.
Thanks. Yes, we'll just rattle through everybody, and then at the end there will be time for questions from everybody about everything.
Oh,
Yes.
nice. I didn't
If
realize.
that works, yes.
Who's
Awesome.
next is
Next, we have Vlad.
Vlad playing
Hi
what?
there.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, man, Vlad, what are we playing?
I'm playing Marimbology, the first movement.
You're playing Marimba. Oh, yeah, you're the guy who didn't send the music.
I know. I had it there the first time. I promise. It was there, and then it got deleted.
No, I got it. Marimba. Yeah, yeah. Got it. Marimbology. Okay. You wanna? Okay, let's listen to it. Yeah, sure.
Sure. Yeah.
Nice. Thanks, Vlad.
Nice, nice. Uh,
Thank
so tell me, where are you studying? You're studying somewhere?
Yes, I'm going into my second year of my master's degree at Westchester University in the United States. I'm studying.
Okay.
Yeah, I study marimba with Chandler Bogrand.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah, and then I chose this piece because it doesn't get a whole lot of play. And Nancy had come to my university in the fall and played the third movement,
Yeah.
and it was really inspiring. And I had been a couple lines into the first at that time, and then I got to play it for her at a competition. We got some great comments, but now I'm using this for DMA auditions in the fall.
Oh, nice, nice. So I actually met the guy.
Oh, really? Wow, that's
And you're
cool.
not gonna believe that I play with him.
Wow.
Here in Greece, I was like 15, and in my city, Patras, here in Greece, we had a contemporary music festival organized by Theodore Antoniou. I don't know if you heard the name. The
No, I haven't.
composer, Theodore Antoniou. He was, I think, 30 years teaching in Boston University. Nancy knows him. And I think Joe Pereira studied, the timpanist, who's also a
Yeah.
composer. He studied with him, he told me. And I think Theodore Adonu, he was also an artistic director of the Tanglewood many years ago, like in the 70s.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Somewhere there, I think so. So yeah, and he brought him to Greece, and we did the modern jazz quartet rep. So I was the vibe guy, well, whatever I could do, and we had, of course, the classical, the string quartet in front of us, and he was very old at the time, and he would talk with this kind of New York. I don't know what New York style, hey man, and all of that. And it was very funny. It was like end 90s, I think. I believe I was a kid. So yeah, listen, probably that he's like third stream, right?
Yes.
And he knew all of the jazz guys and post bop jazz and all of that stuff. So listening to you play, first of all, very good job. But musically, I'm not going to talk technique maybe in the end.
Mhm.
Yeah, okay, musically, it sounds, how shall I say it? It sounds very marimbistic.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It's like, that's a marimba piece, and we as marimba players play it this way, right?
Gotcha. Yeah.
But that, if you actually analyze all of these, he says very fast and legato, modulo, and leggero, and okay, leggero, legato, all of that. But the lines themselves, they're very much like post bebop. They sound like that.
Yeah.
So what I hear is
Yeah.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
So
Now I'm not sure.
it's just kind of
Yeah. The
analyze
groove there.
analyze analyze towards which note you're going, because if you play, for instance, it's an upbeat. I don't know why is it they're all the same. It's ta 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 ti ta 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 ti ta ti ta ti ta 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 do 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 ba boo. Another thing, the quintuplets sounds a bit like ta-ga-da-ga-ta-tam, ta-ga-da-ga-ta-tam, like triplets too. Well, make sure that it's a quintuplet. Ta-bu-do-di-bi-di, ta-bu-do-di-bi-di, ba-do-ba-ba-boo-bam. And then you have this ta-do-di-do. Yeah, right. No, it's not. It's this. Also, like, you yeah, going to your technique. Sorry to imitate, but it looks like
Sure.
very kind of stiff,
Okay. Yeah.
right? So maybe it would be good to investigate some other kind of sticking, because you're trying to play more of a alternating in a way. Sometimes you do some doubles, but for instance, this quintuplet bar 5,
Yeah. Yeah. That's really natural. Just going
right?
up.
But so why not? Bar 5.
Hmm.
Kind of. Instead of,
Yeah, for sure.
right, you understand what I mean?
Yes. Yes.
So you can create a certain mix between blur sound and very present sound.
Hmm.
Like a blur character and very present character, and then I can go back to blur character and go back, da 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 do, 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 do. Right.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah.
So question: why should it sound like this? It could be also
Yeah.
relaxed, right? So
Hmm.
this is something for you to investigate. So in other words, do what we did. With, like I don't know if you heard what we spoke with Carlos. That it's good. Again, it's good to conduct. It's good to
Yes.
because then you all of a sudden you find yourself that you're moving and there is some upbeats here and breathing there and and all of a sudden you're just drawing.
Yeah.
It's really like a bit of right here,
Mhm.
and then it's a very funny game actually if you do it by yourself when nobody watches, and you
Yeah.
try to find characters. Dum, 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 da, da, dum, bum. Tim tum pum pam pum da 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 pam. For instance, I don't know, 38, 39.
Mhm.
You can tum pum pum pa, da, da. um yeah it otherwise it can, like, if you want put any of your own kind of intelligence. I don't know how, if I should say this. I mean, it's pretty intelligent piece by itself, but if you
Sure.
don't put yourself there, it's a big risk that it's just a like a marimba piece that
Mhm.
and then you do your little competition and that's it. But
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
about if you play it in on real stage? How will you, how will you approach that? And I always say that okay, it's Gunther Schuller, fine. It's a character we understand, but if you erase the name, right? If you erase the name and ask yourself what else could it be?
Mhm.
It's like in Japanese uh, painting culture, that if we as Europeans, when we see the painting, it's half finished, like it's half of a tree.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I just remember myself when I first saw it, I was like, "That's very strange. It's like half a tree there." And they told me, "Yeah, yeah, no, 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 no. It's like what else can it be? So
Mhm.
it is this, but what else?" So all of a sudden, your imagination start just, you know,
Yeah. Just going off, taking off.
exactly. So you have this kind of base, but whoa, what else and why? And all of these philosophical questions start all of a sudden coming into your mind,
Mhm.
right? So like something like this, you could approach any piece, but here as well. Yeah, don't feel that it has to be. Don't feel any dogmatism about how this piece is supposed to sound, or
Mhm.
or any
Sure.
knowledge or whatever. Yeah, just try to investigate. Um, yeah, I'm pretty much done. I don't know what else. I don't know. You have any? Do we do questions later, or you want to ask something now, Megan? Megan, she's here. She's not here. Okay,
I think she's here. I do. I have
go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah. I've got a question.
Yeah.
So just I guess something I've been struggling with this piece is just to try to make it feel like one, like cohesive, or with this movement. I mean,
Yeah.
just trying to make it sound like one piece. Because it's separated. There's like a good bit of rest in between all these little kind of mini phrases.
Yeah.
I was just
Yeah.
wondering if you thought it sounded connected, like the character kind of between each one, or if it did sound a little too separated. Because that's, in my opinion, I've always thought it sounds way too divided.
What I heard, yes, yes, it was connected, but it was like one big character. and
Okay, sure.
I found this like I shouldn't say problematic, but I cannot say that I like that
Yeah.
because it's the thing is like when you say story, right?
Mhm.
Is it possible that you constantly, I don't know, you speak about I don't know, you speak about this mallet, and you constantly go this mallet, but this mallet and this mallet and this mallet, this mallet, this mallet, and this mallet, this mallet, this mallet, and you keep it, and
It's all the same. Yeah, it's
that
not.
is even if you sound very soft and very, this mallet and this mallet, but this is a mallet. Wow, it has a green, but it's a mallet, it's a mallet, it's a mallet. Does it make sense?
No, it's still the same. Yeah, still the same thing.
Exactly. So then, of course, the question rises: what exactly is he doing? I mean, is that minimalism? Is it what? Why? Where from? I mean, I as a listener didn't get it.
Sure.
So that means, but hey, that means two things. First of all, it's my problem. Like I'm the okay. Second of all, your idea is great, but you didn't quite put it together.
Yeah, it didn't present fully. Sure.
Right, so it doesn't mean that you shouldn't do it.
Yeah, just keep going. Yeah, make it
Right.
more for sure.
Exactly, yeah, exactly. But I don't know what to tell you about that. Like, but how come you start thinking that this is one thing? Why is it?
I'm not sure because I'm still kind of struggling to see how this movement kind of fits in with the rest of the piece because I can feel a connection between the other three movements just throughout my learning and playing them, and I always come back to one and it feels just very, very different. Like the only similarity is with 4 there's notes and notes.
Right.
But, no.
Sorry to interrupt, but listen.
Oh, okay.
In 53, you have something like. Sorry. Right?
Yeah.
Does this sound at all as.
No, not really. I don't think so.
Right, but still, when you play,
It was.
I heard it the same. Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah.
You understand? So I always say to my students, always say, go from the harmony. Like you're going notes. You're playing notes. Don't play notes. Play harmony. Like if I play it 1 octave lower, and let's swing it. You hear it?
Yeah, you can see.
It's a complete different. Yeah, this is what it's kind of beneath the carpet. This is what probably was in his mind. And he's going. And when you do this, so go always towards. No. Right, so I play completely wrong, but that was a structure.
Yeah, no, for sure, yes.
Right, so make sure that you have you when you play, you need to feel the harmony because the harmony is the character, basically.
Yes.
Not the notes, not the notes at all.
Okay, totally. Yeah, I've definitely been thinking very, very line rather than the harmonies for sure.
Yeah. I think we have 5 minutes. You have anything to ask?
I think I guess maybe just a quick technique question.
Yeah.
Because this piece, it was written for a cross grip player, or I guess with Nancy playing cross grip in mind, and I'm approaching it from Steven's grip. I play Steven's grip.
All right.
So I'm just wondering, for the stickings, like I don't know, I found that I just struggle with those quick, I don't know, the triple lateral strokes coming in just at a soft dynamic without adding too much extra physical motion, because then it just brings.
Where is that? Where is that?
Just in the opening line, just in this opening long legato phrase.
Okay.
Just in and out of the fives. Whenever I'm going to the five, just getting that. Just like the independence with my four. Mm-hmm.
Well, it's not. Yeah, listen, it's. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you that. I mean. It's
totally.
It's either it works or it's not, or it doesn't. It's
Sure.
not about it's not about the grip. It's not about the grip. So it's what I told you in the beginning, that it feels, when you play, it feels kind of stiff.
Yes.
I feel that your muscles here,
sure.
like in your chest, they're stiff, and and they're also, if you record yourself and then you like slow motion and kind of make the picture bigger, you will see that you press a lot of your thumb.
A lot of thumb down.
There's a lot of pressure there.
Gotcha.
So you need to kind of investigate about, like, be more aware about when do you press and when are you more relaxed, what
Gotcha.
happens there. But remember that the motor for everything is here. These muscles here. Pronation, supination,
I go to a lot of shoulder a lot.
Right. So if you see if you see Stevens himself, you will see like his muscles are like massive.
Yeah.
And then inside the grip, he's pretty relaxed. Or he can be tensed. So it depends on the sound that you want to have, right?
Yeah, it's all intentional.
So work, it's just a simple, very, very simple exercise. Usually what I do for all this is like triplet 16 sextuplets on the tempo. Right. So, and this is this.
Yeah, there's none of that. Yeah.
Okay, and then, man, 15 minutes, 3 times a day. 2 months, you'll fly.
Cool. I'll get on that. Yeah.
Nice.
Great. Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Next.
Awesome. Thank you, Vlad.
Thanks, Megan.
Okay. Up next, we have Ree. Hi. How's it going?
Hello.
Hello. Maybe I look a little tired because I'm in China now, and now it's China time, maybe 2
That's a great
a.m.
That's a great time.
Yes,
2
thank you
a.m.
very
is
much.
Fantastic. Sorry, guys. Which piece are you playing?
Yes, my score is the
Right. Which piece is that?
marimba.
You'll be playing.
The more. Okay. Keiko. Sorry.
Yes.
Sorry,
yes.
Okay. Thanks so much for being here tonight, especially so late, and thank you for playing. I will pull up your video right now.
No. Thank you.
Nice, 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 nice. Congrats. Can you hear me? Good.
Yes, thank you.
Not much to say. I don't have much to say. Great job. Very powerful. One thing that I like to say is that you also like the same like we had with Carlos. Like whenever you play, whenever you go
Yeah.
loud, I hear I hear that, and you lost
Yeah.
me already on the I don't know after the first after the first fortissimo or whatever you start playing. Whenever it comes back to like page
Yeah.
after page 8, and they're like 18. After page 8, I stopped reacting. You understand?
Yeah.
So if it's constantly same and then that's it. You understand? So forte means loud, but
Yeah.
which kind of loudness? You know, I can just speak loud. Or I can just speak loud. You know, there is a difference there. There is a different energy, right? A different context, right? So I
Yeah.
think you should investigate more into the story that you want to say, and into the different layers that you want to create, and the context itself. Because as I said, it's after a while after a while it becomes minimalism. You know, and
Yeah.
then, you know, in the low part of the marimba, it's just a blur. And Keiko, she writes a lot of
Yeah.
clusters, right? So it's clusters which are
Yes.
which you stop hearing a classical harmony, so it's just something like, and then on the top is very this. So we have only two kind of feelings here, right? And when it comes
Yes.
over and over again and over
Yes.
again, then you find yourself into this kind of minimalism feeling. and that piece is not minimalistic at all, right? That's not the idea behind it. But I'd like to mostly in the beginning, you know, make sure that you pronounce whenever you play pianissimo, you have to pronounce. Otherwise, it's no? So what I heard the first notes is like a right, but it should be da-ga-da-dum, da-ga-da-dum.
Yeah.
It's nearly
Okay.
da-ga-da-dum, da-ga-da-dum. Yeah, the mala. So think if it helps. I don't know, it helps me always when I have these kind of passages or whatever. It always helps me to have a certain reference from our classical orchestra pieces, because it's always in my mind. So the year, and you should know that the audience. I mean, the classical Western music, and this is classical Western music, right? So in classical Western music, it's a language.
Yes.
Language means also
Yes.
gestures. Each epoch has its own gestures. So Baroque,
Yeah.
Epoch Galante, then it was the Romantic epoch, right?
Yeah.
Post-Romantism, blah 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 blah. And nowadays it's very
Yes.
much of a rap and stuff and whatever there is, right? But there are always gestures. So whenever there is audience,
Yeah.
they use to a certain language. So can you imagine that, like you play a concert
Yeah.
and like before you, there is a piano player, and after you is a violin, and in between is you. So the audience can relate to them, they can relate to them, but you play, they can't relate. For them, it's exotic. After a while, they stop reacting. What
Yeah.
they react to is just the pure energy and whatever, but they don't react to music anymore because all of these things that they used to hear, they're not there. You understand? So think about that.
Yeah.
Right. So the beginning. Like the question is how fast? Why? Why?
Mm-hmm.
Another story. The faster you play, the lighter it should be. Otherwise, there's so many low frequencies that they create a blur. Yeah. I don't want to say the faster you play, the more articulated
Yes.
you have to be. That's kind of different story. Yeah. Maybe you want to be mellow, but still, if you want to be mellow, it has to be with high overtones, so our ear can hear it. Otherwise, it's just a blur. Yeah. Now, if we go here. So it's fine, 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 fine. Actually, there is such a beautiful theme. Right. So it's so romantic. It has to move. Again, here I will think the end of Tchaikovsky's Sixth, not the last movement, but the very
Yeah.
very coda of the fourth movement. When is the last breath? Tam ti ta tom ti tam. There is this theme. There's augmentation of the theme. Before they start, there is basses playing. Pa 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 ti ti ta ti ta. Right. There is this in three. I think it's nine. Pom 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 bim pom 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 pom, and they keep doing that. So instead of just keeping one note, right? Tchaikovsky wrote 8 notes because he wants to create a certain flow, right? So exactly the same thing we had here,
Yeah.
right? So instead of just playing straight,
Yeah.
of a sudden there is an atmosphere, all of a sudden there is movement. Yeah. So I don't want to say much, but investigate in these directions. Be more. I don't know if the word relevant is correct, but be more. Yeah, maybe be more relevant to the classical language of the music itself. So not like we play marimba and blah blah blah, but it's kind of sometimes it's kind of outside the context. It's like we are in our own bubble and we understand each other. Like you're a marimba, I'm a marimba. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
right. But outside of that bubble, the audience is like, what? Now let's go a bit further. Yeah, it's 7/16. It's 3+4. I'd like to hear that. Okay, you have this, whatever. That way. Right. 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 So follow your phrasing always has to follow the meter, the metrical phrasing. Yeah, because what I hear, it was more kind of. You can do that if you want to do any kind of accent, because it's a certain expressivity. Fine, but the bass should be 3+4. You understand? So if you whatever little accents or maybe accidents or whatever happens, it's absolutely fine because it's your expression. But we need so then if you do an accent, for instance, right? Good. Now, and
Yes.
your tremolo, I found it's a bit choked, like yeah. Maybe it can breathe. Right. What I've heard, it was a bit more of it was more a bit. You hear that? Right? So sometimes you need this breathing. So find a bit your touch, not always this, but and go from here. And then all of a sudden you have a different texture.
Yes.
Yeah. Wait, I think I speak too much and we don't have much time. I think we said Lorenzo. Okay,
Yes.
I think Lorenzo's up, but I think we have like 3 minutes more. Yeah, that's another story. Yeah, this it could be. And then, oh yeah. It's kind of different character. It's kind of more of a scrabbing kind of on top of the piano, or kind of listish kind of thing, right? So again, a different character. You have. And then again, you sing. It's kind of a baritone singing, right? So what you like? Don't get me wrong. You play very well, but the more characters you put into your playing, the more like
Yes.
the whole picture has more colors. Yeah, and of
Yeah.
course, if you have characters, that means that you have to breathe differently. Yeah, so it is
Yes.
maybe I don't
Yeah.
know how you practice, but just write down which character is where, whatever makes sense to you, and practice them separately. Like this is like really like a kid, like draw like the kids are drawing like this
Yeah.
is like a madman, and there is like a strange picture, and there's a happy face, and just put it there and practice it as a
Yeah.
kid, and literally try to express
Yeah.
your feelings through the instrument, record yourself, and then listen, and then all of a sudden you will start hearing different textures. So the more you do, the better you become in that, and
Yeah.
there is a certain mechanism there. Yeah, great. Thank you.
Yes.
We have questions later on, right? In the end.
Yes. No. No
Thank you
questions.
very
Thank
much,
you very
Megan.
much.
I'm
Yes.
done. Are we in time, or we still have like 3 minutes?
Yeah.
Hello. We still have 3 minutes, or we are
The time's up, unfortunately, for this one.
okay. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks so much. Nice performance.
See you later.
Yes.
Okay. Who's next?
Yes.
Yes.
There will definitely be time for questions at the end. Yes. We will keep moving. Hi, Lorenzo.
Hello, Lorenzo.
Hello.
Lorenzo, can you talk a little bit about where you are from and the piece you'll be playing today?
Yep. I'm from the University of Texas at Arlington, near Dallas. And today I'll be playing Umbral Ambitions, which was written by Megan's friend.
This is true. Yes. Okay, nice. Thanks so much. Looking forward to hearing it.
Hey, Lorenzo. Nice. Nice playing. Nice playing. Um,
Thank you.
yeah, kind of film music, kind of this, kind of that, right? At least this is my impression. So I just checked it out a bit now. And again, mm, not again. I haven't said it yet, but um, no, it just I had some other students, and I was telling them what I'm about to tell you. Um, I don't know how you practice and what technique means for you in general or whatever. But the way I do it, usually it's I go from the music. So I always try to hear. That's why I said film music. Now, I'm gonna play something like demonstrate a bit. So I always go with a feeling, which kind of feeling I want to create, what how I want it to sound. Then I play it. If it's not there, or for some reason I cannot do it, then I try to find this what we call technique. What do I need to practice in order to achieve that? Right? Now, why I tell you that? Because the way you played, I mean, it's nice. It's very good. But is this? It's like okay, that's a tremolo, and that's a tremolo. Job done. You know what I mean? But when you go deep into what you want to put out, which kind of feeling you want to have, what's the texture? Is there anything like how many layers are there? What are we talking about? You know, then you start thinking about which kind of touch I need, which kind of speed of the tremolo, how do I approach the bar, how do I feel the bar, and like all of these things that you actually cannot write down and you cannot say in words. They're pure. It goes pure by feeling, right? So wait a second. If I put if I just put a bit of reverb, listen. Whatever, you know. Really, like sorry I messed up. I didn't know it's actually this. Very actually very beautiful harmonies, right? And it's like right and Jurassic Park world, whatever you want to picture is there. So, in other words, don't be like um, don't be afraid to go from within. Most of students, I don't know your case, but most of students they're like, how should I play? Is it good? No, no, no. Ah, okay. Is it good? Ah, okay, it's good. Okay, is that? You know, go from within. I mean, you're the artist. What is it? Does it speak to you? If it does, what you know? What is it? Create the emotion, create the feeling, and don't forget that the game is not that. Hey, I'm playing. No, no, no. That's not the game. The game is you're on stage, and it's not you. It's the music that makes them for 2 hours forget about their problems, whatever. You know what I mean? So be the music. Otherwise, it's just a guy playing. But what are you playing about? That's the biggest question because everything you do. I mean, we can discuss about. how can I do this or how can I do that? You know, this kind of sticks I use, or this kind of sticking I do. Yeah, but that's all. That's all. That's not real. Like, real is always music, emotions, etc. So then, does this make sense? Okay. Good.
Yes, yes.
Now, awakening. So basically, you have A flat minor in G major. So it's something. So the first one, it's dark. The second one is open. Right. Again, my question is why it has to. First of all, kind of strange sticking, but I will go. Right, I will do that. And again, I don't. Maybe you tell me later, but I don't know why is it. Why is this? I mean, you have a part like this later on. It's is there, right? But here, you know, I don't know. I will go more kind of a bit free. It's just after this introduction, and it's awakening. You know, all of a sudden you start seeing things, you know? And then it's no, this part was actually good. Ta-da. I again here. Did you do that?
I don't think
Did
that.
you do
no.
cross or just no? Okay.
Mm-mm.
Maybe.
I didn't cross.
Okay, you use this one. Good. Fine. So that's a good one. Here I thought maybe. Let me see. No, I don't need it. Maybe here you could do. I don't know if you did that. I don't remember. But maybe here makes sense. I will go a bit more. Again, like forte. Doesn't mean just loud. Just go from the character. I miss a bit more of a articulation, maybe even some hardness here, right? So it doesn't have to be loud, but too much. I mean, but it could be like hard. Pam 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 pam. As a character, again, going from the music. Here in D, you have this. What I hear is, of course, naturally I hear the over. Yeah, right. But actually, it's written. So make sure that all this pattern. I also just played a bit more to the string that you don't. It's more clear, and within the passage, it's going to be just fine. Growing in strength was very good. I will go. pam, ting. Not just ting, ting, ting. Not just not all notes should be equal. So. Sorry. Then it has structure. What? Sorry. Comes to me. Okay, let's. Good, nice. That was good. I was good. Jay was good. Like a whirlwind. Okay. No, everything. No, man. Everything was. Everything else was good. So in other words, whatever whenever there are patterns, it sounds very good. And we as percussionists, we are, I used to be drummer, so for me it's very easy. When I say pattern, right? But this is a certain habit that stays and doesn't allow us to kind of show our emotions and be more loose and musical and play with the flow. Yeah. So I'll suggest you kind of investigate this direction because your patterns are great. And you play and the notes are there and dynamics are there, everything's there. Just a bit of more kind of I shouldn't say like intellectual playing, that, but a bit more substance, a bit more substance. Yeah, try to put something into your playing. Yeah? I'm done. Thank you.
I noticed
tell me, yeah.
right at K, the whirlwind section.
Okay.
Would you suggest sticking those as permutations and not singles?
It always depends what do you want to hear. So if you go, well, it's a C minor, and now if I play, it's more loose, more relaxed. So it always depends what you want to have. Of course, I could do that as well. I think lately I started thinking that sticking has to be ergonomical. So if before I will have a certain dogmatism regarding sticking, like also with doubles and blah blah blah. That's like a big story. Now I feel that first of all it has to be very ergonomical. So, however, it's easier for you to move around C minor. If it's it's also possible. However, it's more natural to you, and of course, it has to make sense musically. For instance, but the first one, right? So if you see, I do. I slide here. You understand? So instead of this sounds like this, but this sounds differently, right? So it's, again, it's however you want to phrase and the sound that you want to have. Make sense? Good.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Not that I can think of.
Megan. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for playing.
Thanks so much. Okay, up next we have Allison, if you are ready to go.
Is it the Bach thing? Is it the Bach?
This one will be, yes, the Bach video. Allison, are you there? Let's see. Allison. Okay, you are here. Nice. I put you. Oh, 1 second. Okay. All good. Thanks. Yes, we had to do a little bit of order switch today.
Okay.
Are you ready? Thanks.
Hello.
Allison. Okay, you are here. No worries. I put you. Oh, all good. Thanks. Yes, we had to do a little bit of order switch today.
Okay.
We have. Sorry, this is my voice echo through. I think with the headphones it'll be fixed. Yes. Okay. Yes. Perfect. Nice. Yes, I can hear you. All good. Yes. Thanks so much. Sorry about that.
Yeah. Hey, I'm here. Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay. Great. Hi.
Hi.
If you could tell us just super quickly where you are coming from today and about what you'll be playing.
I'm from Mexico and I'm going to play the suite number 6 from Bach and the Preludio. I don't know if you remember I was in Costa Rica.
Yes, I
About
thought so, but
percussion.
I couldn't picture. I remember the face, but I couldn't picture you where. So yes, Costa Rica. How are you? All good?
Okay. Yes, I'm good. I am happy to be here and to class with you.
Thank you for playing. Okay, let's hear it.
Awesome. Thanks so much.
Hey, bravo! Very nice, very nice. So first thing first, Bach is especially not especially, but the cello and the cello suites and the violin sonatas and partitas. They are written, they're unaccompanied. So in Bach's music, in this kind of material, sorry, I'm too tired and I'm getting. There is a hidden polyphonic structure. Understand? So if, like for clavier, you combine polyphonically or many instruments together, and it's always polyphony. And of course, the art of food and blah blah blah. So here, you couldn't do that for violin and for cello. By nature, these instruments cannot play polyphonically, as in many voices at the same time. But he hidden them within one line. Okay, so in this, I don't want to do any advertisement, but I did transcribe the cello suites in a polyphonic structure. So I kept the original score, but for this purpose, for students, etc., we did together with Edition Switzer, we could be able to keeping still the original score, but indicating which voice is where. Okay, so when you after you divide the voices, it's important to practice them separately. First, in this particular prelude, there are always two voices going on. Right? In some parts, it's completely obvious. In some parts, it's not obvious. And exactly when it's not obvious, I don't hear it. Right? But before you go there, it's what I told to the previous person who I keep forgetting the names. But always, your first thing is to listen to harmony. Like you play the notes, all good, but the notes by themselves, they mean nothing if you don't hear the harmony, if you don't transmit the harmony. So for instance, so you're going D, D, G, right? You hear that, correct? Etc. etc. So you don't make them as chords first, play them on the piano, and then see how all of a sudden different emotions occur, and just plays them out. There was a very beautiful. Just now I was checking out a very. Let me see if I. Or it comes later. It will come to me later. It was a very beautiful major 7. Here it is. Like in I think it is this one. Bar 44. Yeah. Right, but I wanted to say this major 7. It's so beautiful. So you have the right. So before playing the notes, here to the harmony. Going back to the to separate voices. it's easy. Bum, bum. Okay, that's easy. Right? So etc., etc. And then you practice the left hand. Right, so we have right, we want as a solution. Sorry, and then you put both hands together. Sorry. Wait a second. Right? It's kind of irregular. It's on the first and on the second. So if you practice as straight, actually no, doesn't make that sense, right? So and here you have, that's the bass, and the second voice is playing the pa, 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 pa. Etc., etc., etc. Right, and then this, as I said, beautiful. Etc., etc. Blah 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 blah. Sorry for my bad sight reading right now. Bar 78. It sounds dumb. This is just a passaggio. It's an ornament, but an Italian ornament. So at that time, in the Baroque era, we had the German Baroque, the French Baroque, and the Italian Baroque, right? So the ornamentation back then in French and German, they were kind of similar. There will be either, you know, before the note, after the note, and around the note. Now the Italians, they were much more advanced in their music and also in the instrumentation. So Italians' bows will be longer than French or German at the time, because they could do, they already were writing longer phrases. Even if you check the Vivaldi, who was before Bach, you will see much longer phrases than in Bach's music. And their ornamentation, there will be passaggio, as in passages. For instance, so all of that This is basically passaggio. It's an ornament, right? So he uses that, this style. So if I start playing from 76, you feel me? It's not. It's not that. Right? And yeah, the 85 was very beautiful what you did. Yeah, that was all very nice. I like very much the last chorus that you did. Right, so so it will be up, up from sorry, not violin, the cello. So it's another story that you need to bend whenever you have pattern of 3 or pattern of 4, any pattern. It could be, let's say, pattern of 3. It could be 2 plus 1, 1 plus 2. If it's a pattern of 4, it's 2 plus 2, 1 plus 3, 3 plus 1. So if you have, no, it's never, it's or, it's always kind of irregular. So especially in this harmonical progression, right? Right? So if you have, let's say, if you have a scale, that's just a written chord. This is just this, and then and in the passages, so it's always 1 plus the rest. No. This part here was beautiful. You did beautifully. But I will do not so slow. Sorry. Now it makes sense, right? So all of this, whenever you have like half tone, semitone, just bend them. Wrong octave. Okay, so did it make sense, all of that? I don't know. Did it? I think I speak too much.
Yes.
Okay.
And in the score, in that score you have this accommodation of these points
Yes,
that you can
yes, yes, yes.
see,
I have the slurs. I have the slurs and everything. Yeah, yeah.
and you can share me how I can, I don't know, just say which edition, or I don't know,
Yeah, yeah.
to know.
I will write that in the in the chat for everybody. I don't know if I can do that, but it's called edition Svitza. Edition Svitza. It's my second book that I did. So I have
Okay.
my first one, and I have this one, and because too many times students were playing Bach for me, so I decided to to write that down. So whenever we have a lesson, I can actually show. Like now, I cannot share, of course, but usually in classes, I can show. I can show it to students.
Okay. And can you do a little bit what kind of mallets you recommend
Uh,
for this kind of music?
I don't know. Every concert hall has its own parameters, so depends. Like I always play with heavy mallets. I used to play with Živković mallets, with Neboshas. Now I play with my own by Vic Firth, which are much heavier than Neboshas, and for that is a reason. A heavier mallet automatically produce lower frequencies. So even the hardest mallet, it's never does this like a woodblock, but it's still kind of round. And
Yes.
that means that even like I can be very articulated, but still very legato, if I can say so. So when I play in the concert halls, uh, yeah, I'm using like I'm playing, I don't know, whatever repertoire I'm doing, but many times I just use the very hard ones, and there's this sound very round and beautiful because they're heavy. So by nature they have this. Um, but I used to, like, even before Neboshas, I used to use. There was a guy in Holland called ABC Mallets. Um, his name was Chernotsky. He was. He doesn't. I don't think they're on the market anymore. They were at the time in the 90s. They were very heavy, super expensive, like unbelievably
Uh-huh.
expensive. And Nebosha did his first series with him with ABC, and these were the mallets that I was using. And then Nebosha did his own with Innovative. I was using it for many years, and now I'm using my own. I mean, most of the time. But it's a person. I mean, it's personal style. I don't know. I like also the fact that when the mallet is heavy, I don't have to force it. I don't have to play it. I have to lift it. So basically, my playing
Yes.
it's all about this. It's about lifting. It's not about. I just let it. The question for me is how long should it stay on the bar? Do I want it, or I want it, you know? Yeah, and then I don't have to move so much
Okay.
because
Okay.
they're heavy, so they produce a lot of sound. So I don't have to. If I play with orchestra, I don't have to, smash the instrument. I just let it go, and it's a normal sound. But again, it's however you want to sound. I cannot really recommend any kind of mallet for Bach or any other mallet for it's very personal style,
No.
the sound.
For example, in your technique, I when you have weight or pesada mallets with, you need to have a lot of exercise,
Yes, yes,
or
yes,
I don't know,
yes.
you
It
need
is.
to be strong in this
That's true.
part.
That's true. So when I was like 15 and 16, um, I had some sticks. I think the British called chalklin, and they're like super light, like they're like a joke basically. Like you can't really produce any sound. So I will put a lot of tape just here in this area here, just below the to make them heavier. So they will be super heavy up front and very uncomfortable. So I will practice with them, and then later, of course, when I bought ABC, my first sets, I was okay. But I always also recommend to start practicing with heavy sticks, because then you build up your muscles, and then you know how to use the thing is to be able to use the weight. Yeah. And when you play with heavy sticks, when you practice with heavy sticks, you learn how to feel your muscles, and how to be relaxed, but also how to be tensed, because this is also affects the sound. So I'm not always relaxed. For instance, I can choose when I'm relaxed or when I'm tensed, right? So if I want a very hard sound, I can be very tense, but in the next moment I know that I have to relax, so I'm relaxing. So this by practicing with heavy sticks forced me kind of to go this direction, because I will be always, it will be difficult to play at first. So then I had to learn how to, okay, now I have to relax, and then I start playing, and it was like an exercise. Let's play, I don't know, a couple of melodies relaxed, try to be relaxed, and then let's play the same melodies being tensed, like etc. Yeah. But yes, it is, you can't really go from light mallets into heavy ones. It will feel uncomfortable at first, of course. Yes.
Yes, I think I have too much movement, or I learn like that. With
No,
much
the movement itself. I don't mind what movement you do, but it is more important to be able to follow different styles. So that's a Baroque style, and I don't know, the what was there? Mirage is a contemporary piece. So when I see people using the same movement in all of the music they play, I realize that it's not their musicality speaking, but this is their habit. So it's I would say, if you want to think about that, think about which kind of musician you want to be. So your expressivity and your movements, is it something that comes from within? Is music, yeah, are these movements musically justified, or this is something you do constantly, so
Yes.
so that's the question, because
Yes.
we also, yeah, Megan, like two phrases and we're done. I'm done. We there is the Austrian school that they're using a lot of, and then there is other schools. There's the French. There's like this. There's like this, and they're all have, because when we play concerts, it's also visual, right? And people also try to do their show. Yeah. So of course the question is that how much show you do and how much music you do, and where is the connection, what's the percentage, and yeah, it's personal. It's very personal.
Yes, that's great. I see you in the concierto in the that's the but I see a lot of variants. That's great, and
Okay, that's
I
good.
think
No, thank you. Thank you.
thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, Megan, I'm done.
Thank you. Awesome job, Allison. Thanks so much. Okay, we have one more person tonight before we get to our questions. Hi there. How's it going?
Hello.
Hello.
Would you like to talk a little bit about where you're from and the piece you'll be playing today?
Que si quieres hablar un poquito sobre dónde eres y qué vas a tocar. Ok. Bueno, mi nombre es Jesús Guillén, pertenezco al sistema en Venezuela.
Venezuela.
Yeah. y pertenezco a la Orquesta Sinfónica Juan José Landaeta. También formé parte de una orquesta infantil nacional venezolana bajo la dirección del maestro Gustavo Dudamel.
Sí.
So he's Jesus Guillen. We are part of Venezuela's Sistema, the orchestra Sistema. He is a member of the percussion line on Juan José Landaeta Symphonic Orchestra, and he's also have been a part of the Children's National Venezuelan Orchestra with Gustavo Dudamel, and he's currently in the Youth National Orchestra with Gustavo Dudamel as well.
Great.
Ahí voy a tocar la Invención 1 de Bach.
He's gonna play Invention number 1 of Bach.
Okay.
Very cool. Thanks.
Yeah. Very nice. Very nice, Jesus. Very natural. Very. Yeah. Your phrasing is very natural. It's very great. Regarding Bach music in general, you should know that he's using. I know it in French. There is a term musique rhétorique. So it's the rhetoric in music, the speech in music. So every interval has a meaning. For instance, right? So, or half step, minor third, all of that. So from that perspective, you could create a story, because what I hear is clink, 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 clink. Right? That's firstly. Secondly, as I said previously, if you have pattern of four notes, there is three ways of phrasing them: 2 plus 2, 1 plus 3, 3 plus 1. Right? So if you look at the score, it's already written pa 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 pam. It's an upbeat. 1 plus 3, da da da. So then you just follow this pattern: da 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 ti, da 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 ti, pam triam tam tim, da 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 ti, da 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 tam, tim tram tam tam. Right? Now don't forget that the end of the phrase is always light, and there is a certain breath. So da 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 ti da 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 tim pam tam tam, da 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 ti da 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 tam. There's a certain time. So don't be afraid of the time. right? Another thing, and then of course, keep on, right? It's not. Pam 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 pim pam pam. Not. So the phrasing doesn't always go to the highest note. The phrasing goes to the beats. So we have, it's in 4. So we have 4 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4. Heavy, light, a bit heavier, light. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So from that perspective, it's 1, 1, 3, 1, 3. Okay. Now another story is that you can. Now also pay attention to the lines going up. We open up. Lines go down. We shut down. It's like speech. Again, music rhetoric. It's like speech, because when we talk, and I want to put more attention to that, I'm going higher, and my voice goes stronger. But then that I reach my point, and okay, I get you. Okay, chill out, tranquilo, moro. Okay. Now so it's always this and always that, like waves. So if you look at the score like waves, it goes like that. So sometimes both hands goes together, but sometimes they're like this. Understand? So for instance, when you go bar 4 already, you did a crescendo, but actually it's. Right. So therefore, if you read it like that, you have. Sorry. And then together. Yeah, it could be good. Right. So sorry for my bad prima vista. Right. So sometimes it's like this. It's like that. So practice your hands separately. Another story is like probably the last thing I'm gonna say. It's like you're thinking. I don't know if you're practicing with metronome. You're gonna have. So the phrasing in that period of time until late Beethoven is already Romanticism. Until there, it's kind of a gray area. So until then, we can move between the beats. Pa 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 pi pa 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 pi pam 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 pi pa 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 pam. So what phrasing means? Phrasing means a certain direction of the notes. So in fact, the straight playing never existed in history of music, like never. It appeared pretty late in the time of Karl Czerny, when Karl Czerny introduced all of his scales for piano. When Karl Czerny introduced his, and he said, practice with a metronome, tek tek tek. So from that point of view, started the straight playing. Probably. Why? Because all of these mechanic movements, all of this mechanism became a habit. I can prove it. Until then, let's say the French Baroque, it's famous for its triplet filling. Ti pa 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 poo pa poo pa poo pa poo pa 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 pi pa 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 pa. And that happens because one of the fingers when they play harpsichord was lazy. So they couldn't play a straight line, da 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 da. It was always ti da 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 da, ti da da da, right? And that became a style. So a certain technical flow became a musical style. So that proves actually the fact that all of the music was irregular. Pa 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 pi pa 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 pam pim pram pam pim pa 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 pi pa 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 pi. So therefore when you have 4 beats, when you think in 4 beats, you have 1, 2, 3, 4. You have that space to move. But if you think in 2, like a duet, so if I have I exaggerate a bit, but then if I play in 2, right? But then you can think in 1. I exaggerated. Yeah, that wasn't easy, but it's a good practice. You can put your metronome. So therefore, you have. So here, for instance, then you can start playing in 4. Yeah, again, I start in 2, then I go in 4. Right? So you can always. That wasn't actually good for this part, but still, you can play with this. You can practice that out of curiosity, right? So in this case, like basically, for you to remember 2, 3, or 4 things. First of all, think in 4 or thinking in 2, as in creating space for your phrasing. Secondly, the phrase is a falling down of the notes towards the next beat. Yeah, so always think in beats 1 and 3. Yeah. Then remember that the lines go up and go down. So open up and close up. So and then the hands are not together, not always together. Yeah. And the third one, intervals. Yeah. If you like here, we don't have. This is actually this. It's right. So it's all everything. It's little gestures. So if I can, so it's. Right, that's the analysis. That's the analysis of the music. It's not. Not all of the notes are equal. Also. And then change of a character. So if you look the text from that perspective, plus you can do a little analysis like harmonic analysis, you will start listening to more characters, more of a tension and release kind of feeling, and you will see that there are a lot of little things going on all the time. Yeah. Yeah, I'm done. I don't know. Megan, do we still have some questions time, or for Jesus, or later on? I don't know. Okay, Megan is done. Yes.
Yes, we have a little bit more time, actually. I think if you want to talk for a little bit longer about this piece, or we can move into the questions.
No, about the piece. No. I will, like, the main structure is there. So
Okay, great.
Let's do questions. Yeah.
Nice. I guess I can ask you guys first. Do you have any questions that you would like to ask?
Si tienes una pregunta.
Ok. ¿Qué me recomendarías para empezar a estudiar como la independencia de cada una de las baquetas? Como 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, so what would you recommend to start studying the independence of each stick? So instead of thinking about hand 1 and hand 2, thinking about 1, 2, 3, and 4. So practicing that independence between the mallets itself.
Sorry, that makes no sense.
Okay.
Okay, so like, what would you recommend?
No. Let's do that. What do you mean, independence of each mallet?
Yeah, the independence of each one of the sticks, because when you're playing with 4, usually each mallet has a role. So he wants to know how he can study that independence between 1, 2, and 3, and 4 mallets.
Well, first of all, you should definitely follow up Stevens' book, Lee Stevens' book. Do you know Lee Stevens? Yeah, right.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
do you have his book?
Si tenemos el libro de Stevens.
Sí.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, all of this, like independence. This you mean? I don't know. The thing is that I don't see music like that. I don't know what independence mean. What exactly independence mean? Like you play each mallet separate from the other, but so what? I mean, you have a line, right? And I'm using it's called rotation. That's it. But when we speak about independence, it's in my mind that doesn't go together with the grip, because that doesn't exist. We hold 4 sticks. In Stevens' grip, do we move them independently? Well, actually no, because they're still in your palm. Independent, it will be this. This is independence. You understand what I mean? Like, as soon as I hold, I can move mallet separately. Yes, but to call this independent, I don't know what's the musical parameter in that. Does this make sense? So I think what you're trying to say is how to do this rotational movement perfectly. Lee Stevens said that already in his book back in the 70s. What you have to do is to understand how to connect all of them, not to be separate. You understand? You need to connect. These are your fingers. They're all connected. They're not separate. You understand? The moment you know your musical idea, then yes, this is staccato and this is a bit more détaché. You can do that in the mallets, but that's not coming from putting stuff apart. That's coming from putting them together. Now, the independence, I guess, why is it so important for Stevens grip players? It's because many years ago, we didn't know about rotation. We didn't know about this. So we were playing, it was like this. And it creates a lot of tension. So Lee Stevens, of course, he introduced this one, and therefore we call it independent. But in fact, like musically, it brings nothing, right? So if you think in music, you need to think of how to connect them all. Like how can I play on one mallet and on the other mallet, and not to make a flam, but together. This is connection. How to connect them. This is not how to separate them. You understand? Right. So when we talk about independence, we can talk about, I don't know, pattern in independence. But again, it's a brain function. This is a pattern and this is a pattern, where in fact they're playing together. Make sense? It doesn't make sense. So because if I play right, cascara and a clave, right? So they speak about independence. How can I play this and and parallel to play this? Where in fact, pam pa bam pu bam pu bam pu ba boom pam pa bam pu bam pu bam pu ba boom pam pa ba. It's together. It's two melodies going together, right? So if you want to think in music, how can you be more musical? You should think about how to be able to connect all of them in order to create different textures, not how to separate them. Because if you already know this, you already know how to move around the other mallet and how to move around the other mallet. That's it. That's it. But then if you think about how to separate them, how can you play music? Then it sounds all separated. This is separated, this is separated, this is separated, and this is separated. We need a line, right? So it's a mental, it's a kind of a different it's a mental approach to the same topic, basically. Yeah. Does this make sense? I don't know.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay.
That's for me as well. That's a really interesting way of looking at things, but I've never thought about it that way exactly. So it's super nice. Thank you.
I know.
Yeah.
So it might seem some things might seem like upside down, because let's say let's say upstroke, the concept of an upstroke. For me, I sorry, I'm not arrogant, but I never got the concept, because first of all, an upstroke, it's a downstroke, but a very fast one. In my mind, this is ridiculous, because like when we say, like if you want to do a double and they tell you start with an upstroke, and they do that, it's the same stroke but fast. So in my mind, it's like it's not an upstroke. An upstroke is this. I'm playing, but I'm moving upward. I'm not playing down and then jumping up. Understand? So from that perspective, that's an upstroke. Up, down, up, down. You understand? That's an upstroke. So I'm moving my elbow up, but I'm not doing up fast and then, right? So there are some things in our percussion world that for me, they don't make sense at all, like zero. And then they also, because this becomes a certain habit of playing, it affects very much the music, what we do, because since upstroke is a norm, you know what I mean, then we start using it in music, and there are many things that sound kind of ridiculous in my opinion, right? So yeah, so what you said, that I kind of think in a different way, that it is totally it. Yes. right? Sorry.
No, totally makes sense. Thank you so much for that explanation.
Yeah.
And I think Carlos, I can bring you on stage as well. Hello.
Oh, cool. Awesome. Hello. Hi, Theo. Yeah, sorry. Okay, I just wanted to ask, what were some of your earlier influences as a musician, as a younger musician, maybe like during your younger years, college? Who were your
Yeah.
teachers, and what influenced you? Like, what type of music influenced you?
Well, listen, I'm coming from a music family.
Okay.
So my mother is a violin player,
Yeah.
and my father is a percussionist, and he was my first and one of the main teachers. And so since a kid, and we're coming from Russia, so all of this background of all of these great players, all of the violin great players like David Oistrakh, Kogan, Sitkovetsky, who else was there? I even forget now. Spivakov and the Tretyakov, many people. Sorry. So I was, because my mother also will teach at home many times.
Mhm.
Up to a certain age, I will know by heart all of these etudes and I don't talk about like Paganini pieces, but I talk about the little kid stuff. And I will. I even know the very early like violin concerti and all of that. And I will follow up later on some of the violin classes. I will just sit in master classes and listen how they approach and all of them, how they tune the thirds and fifths in scales and all of that. So that kind of, if you know how they think, you then later in the orchestra you can easily play with them, because when they play spiccato and when they play détaché, I know how to play snare drum, because for us it's like tuku tuku tuku, but for them when they play détaché, the up is always more, because the bow, for instance, the construction of the bow down is heavier than the up. So that's why they always fight about how to put the bowings, because it's affect directly the phrasing, right? So whenever they play, if you see in slow motion, it's actually ti pa pi pa pi pa pa. So if you play pork and bass and you know that,
Yeah.
you know how to adjust. Otherwise, that many xylophone players, they're just out. They're too fast in that particular excerpt. But when you play, let's say, bolero, you can be usually you're always a bit faster, because for them it's like they're playing a melody, you're playing tam tikiti tam tam tam, but they're playing boom pim boom boom boom, right? For them it's a phrase automatically, then there's the flutes, they're breathing. So knowing all of that stuff, it kind of helped me to play later on in orchestras and in chamber settings. But going back, so yeah, of course, I will listen a lot of violin music, and of course a lot of piano, solo rap. I will have the whole collection of Horowitz, all of his Sony classic CDs. I mean, there's tons of music there, and of course a lot of the whole. It was natural, the whole orchestra rap, of course. And but the biggest like influences, of course, at the time when I was 15, 16, there will be like jazz musicians. I will be a lot into Afro-Cuban music, so a lot of Arturo Sandoval, Iraquere, Paquito de Rivera, solo stuff, Chucho Valdez, of course, and of course jazz, like all of them. I just don't remember the names. Gary Barton, of course, and Beneath the Mask, the electric band by Chicoria. That was a must thing, and I will listen it all over and all over. So I will be going to school, and back then we will have cassette players, and I will have many cassettes, and my best tracks I will put it in one, and going to school and going back from school, I will always listen to this music. So a lot of jazz, tons of Latin, a lot of drums, and 90s here in Greece, of course, will be very difficult to find material. So whoever had something, we will be, of course, like Dave Weckl and Steve Gadd, and they will be my heroes. And later on, I discovered Simon Phillips and Dennis Chambers, and that's already past century. Nowadays they're different heroes, but back then, these guys were, of course, like, and yeah. So I will, but many times I will sit down and I will just compare phrasings. How, like, let's say Shostakovich Violin Concerto, the first one, it was written for Oistrach, and I will just sit and I listen to how he played, and then we have also Kogan, a different CD, already later on, right? A CD, and then different names. So Hilary Hahn, I really loved Hilary Hahn in the 90s, late 90s, and I will just compare how okay, this guy did that, and this one is this, and this is that, and then listen to this passage, it's so much clearer, or it's more playful, or so all of a sudden you start hearing some micro gestures in each player, that, like, if you just listen to somebody's, like, and you say, oh, it's so beautiful, but when you start really analyzing and comparing, like, the same passage, this, like, then you start listening this micro world, and that's when it gets very, very fascinating, very, very interesting, because then you don't understand, or you try to understand how this person is doing that, like what is going on in the mind, how does he do that, and why, right? Yeah.
It's very
So
interesting. Thank you.
yeah.
Oh, sorry, I did not mean to interrupt. I'm so sorry.
No. Probably I talk too much, but
oh no, it's great.
my influences, of course, they were not percussionists. Never. I mean, I remember. No, I mean, that's not completely true, but I got very fascinated when. I mean, you can imagine, like 2000. I think it was 2000 or 2001. It was Paris, and it was the big show that Macarez organized. It was a big. Macarez, he was a timpanist of Orchestre de Paris, and he organized this in a big percussion festival, and everybody were there, like all of the big American names and the Europeans, and then it was for the first time that I actually saw Shi Wu performing, and I don't remember if Michael Bird was there, but I saw Michael Bird. I think I saw him for the first time in 2003, when it was like my second year of being a student, and that was like, in your face, it was pure, raw, and it was great. And Evelyn Glennie, Evelyn Glennie came to Athens in 97, I believe, or 97 or 98. That was the opening of our Megaron concert hall, where my orchestra is based now. And in the chamber hall, Glennie, she did a solo recital, and it's not that it influenced me, but it was shockingly good, and the energy. And I remember after that concert, I said, okay, and I need to practice. I mean, that's what I want to do. I mean, that's the level. So I want to. That was the point when I said, oh, marimba. She played. I still remember what she played. She played the Bennett Concerto, some movements, and she played the Rhythmic Caprice, and she played Keiko Mishi, and some transcriptions she will do. Rondo Capriccioso she did on vibraphone, and it's a kind of different rep, but the original for percussion, that was like mind blowing. So there were some people influenced me, of course, but mainly they were not percussionists. They were like violin players or piano players.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Sorry, and trumpet. A lot of
Okay.
Nakaryakov was very famous in the 90s. He's still famous. There was very good Hakan Hanneberger from Sweden. This is phenomenal what he does, and he did the Ligeti. I don't remember the Ligeti piece for soprano and orchestra. that Barbara Hannigan is doing, and she's like, yeah, he did it for trumpet, and it was, so yeah, these guys that were also big influence. Yeah, pretty much.
I see. That's
Thank
cool.
you so much.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Unfortunately, we are over time, so I do have to cut off the live stream here. But thank you guys so much for playing today, and thank you, Theo, for an awesome discussion. I learned a lot just being here watching, and I'm sure everyone else did as well. It was so awesome, so thank you.
Thank you very much. Have a nice evening or day, whatever you are.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Theo.
Thank you. See you.